Hello, dear friend. I'm Dr. Nadia. I am a financial professional and I'm helping families for taking saving plans for the kids, for the adult, and also some annuities and so many other plans that you can reach out to me if you need any of them. So here I'm going to explain to you about some saving plans for the kids. We have fantastic saving plans for the kids and we offer to the families. Let me give you some examples about that, what financial stability these saving plans that we are offering for the kids can bring to the life of your kids. So here I have made a few samples with different scenarios. I want to show you the scope of the saving that you can have for your kids. Here I made it for a 13-year-old, that's for a 13-year-old female here, a girl. And I made all the samples for a 13-year-old female so that you can compare them with each other. The boy is pretty similar to this one, and also with the higher age and lower age we can do the same. With this one I have started with $300 per month. That's a total of $3,600 per year. You can decide to put as much as money that you want. There is a limit into that and we set it the way that works the best. But if you want to pay less money for the lower ages, works perfect. Like for example, for a 8-year-old, $200 is totally good. For a smaller one, because we can start it from after birth, like we prefer to do it like after 1 year, and we start at that time. At that time, $100 works perfectly too. But for this age, I prefer to start it at $300. So for this first one, I started with 300 and we continued from the first year all the way to for the 17 years by the time that kid is 30 years old, right? So pay attention, after 10 years you have paid $36,000 and in another 7 years you have paid total of $61,200, right? So these are different columns that I have explained them all in the video that I have we had in a webinar, and I will explain more about them there. But here I want to focus on this. That's the one that we count on that. That's the surrender value here after 10 years is $41,000. For the first year, we recommend that you do not take any money. You can take it anytime that you want. This is the surrender value. Anytime that you decide, you can take this money and go away, right? But that's not the plan, right? The plan is that you put the money here to grow. And for the kids plan, they have plenty of time. So we recommend that you do not take this money out early. After 10 years, you can take this much money and the account value here is this much. That, as you see, by 10 years, they have reached each other. At the beginning years, it might be you can take a little bit less because there are some expenses for them. So if we continue another 10 years, you see that you up to this much, you have paid this 61,000 and the account value is 117,000 and you can take that all up. By the age of 43, after 30 years, you have 230,000. Pay attention that you're not adding any more money in this way that I made it for the first sample, right? You pay only 17 years and then you have paid the total of this much and this money is growing by itself. You can just leave it there for 40 years, for 50 years, and for 52 years. By the age of 65, they have $1 million in their account, and if they decide to take it away, they can take it away and walk away anytime during this 40 years something, right? But if you just leave it there, they can start taking money out of that 95,000. These are still just sample. They can decide to take whatever they want. They can take less, therefore the money remains here more and growing more. They can take more, but at that time this money gets less and depleted faster, right? That's the decision. There is no limit. But the way that I set it here, they take 95,000. By the first 8 years, they have taken 762,000 out of that, and they have 1800,000 has left here. They continue taking money year after year, 95,000, and by the end of the by the end of 70 years that they are 83, they have taken 1,700,000 out of that. They still have 500,000 in their account, right? They can continue that at the age of 93, at the age of 100. I just stopped that here to see how much has left here, and still they have taken by this time $3,336,000, and still they have 500,000 in their account. So anytime during all these years, if they decide anytime to take money, they can take the surrender value. And if during all these years, because this account is a type of the life insurance, and at any time they have the benefit that, God forbidden, anything happens to them, right? At the age of 80, 90, 100, it may happen something, right? Or any age. We cannot predict anything, right? They always have this one for their families, that they can take this amount at any time over there. So that was the first sum, right? That they paid only up to the age of the 30. So for this other one, that I've made it with the same amount, $300 per month, $3,600 per year. They have paid from the age of 13 up to the age of, they continue that, and they won't stop it, and they pay up to the age of 65. Pay attention that this is not, so the first scenario was that if the parents, they don't want to pay all these things, right? And it's obviously they don't want to pay to the age of 65 of any kid. But even after 20-year-old that they are, they can decide that to what point they want to pay, and then after that, when the kids get a job and they start working, they have money and they can pay by themselves, they can take over, get the account, put it on their own name, and they continue that. And they continue paying that. Again, as I said, this is a scenario, right? They paid up to the age of 65. They decide how long they want to pay. They want to pay up to the 40. They want to pay up to the 60. They want to pay to the 65, right? By the age of 65, they have paid $187,000, right? And here they stop, and by this point they have $1,500,000, $1.5 million in their account, and they can take it, as I said, as previous one, they can take it anytime that they want, but we recommend that they remain some part in that. They can take up to 80% of this as a loan, and the account continues by itself. But obviously, if they take 80% out, and if they do not return it back, so then this cannot give you this result afterwards, right? But if they just leave it here from the age of 65, after 65, they can take 140,000 per year, and this continues with this amount. Still, they get a little bit low, but then get back and continue growing. As you see, year after year, they take 140,000 up to the age of 100 again. And by that point, they have taken $4,900,000, almost $5 million, and still have 760,000 in their account. So that was the second one. And for the people that they like to get more out of that and they want to pay more, I made another scenario that they start with $300 per month up to the age of the 30, same as the first one. And then they, when they imagine that after 30-year-old, that's the very likely that the kid have already a job and they can start taking over, and they start paying monthly $500. That becomes the $6,000 per year. So they continue paying $6,000 per year up to the 30-year 40 year, 50 year, and 52 year. By that time they are 65. So by paying this much up to the end, they have paid $268,000 totally, and they do not pay anything after that. So by this time, they have $1.7 million in their account, and they can start taking $165,000 per year. Pay attention. They have paid the total of $268,000, and they take it all, even more, in the first 2 years. By the first 8 years, they have taken $1.3 million here. First 8 years. And they continue. They continue taking $165,000 year after year for another 10 years, another 20 years, another 27 something years, right? And by this time, at the age of 100, they have taken $5.8 million out of their account that they have paid totally $268,000 for that, right? And then still have about $1 million left in that account that, as I said, at any time they can take it themselves, or if anything happens, this much remains for the family, right? So these are the fantastic plans that we have. I highly recommend those ones, and as I showed you, these are a type of the life insurance. And the good benefit about the life insurance is that the life insurances are the way that whatever money you get out of these ones, out of the IUL that gives you the cash benefit, is tax-free. If any money remains for the family, it is tax-free. And that's a good plan, that if you start for your kid, then they do not need to be worried about even their saving. That's not that they forget about that, and then when they get 40, or suddenly said, oh, I have to start saving. No, they have started saving from the very early age. You, as a parent, have given this to them as the best gift of their life. And as you see, that's nothing that can be comparable to that one. So I'm going to put my email here to sign up to get a replay of our video for the previous webinar that we had. And also, if you are interested to take part in our live and future live webinars that we're going to put, you can just send me an email and indicate that one, and I will put you in the list for the next webinar to make sure to inform you. And also, if you like to have a one-on-one session and talk to us, and we can put an illustration for you so that you can just have those ones based on your need, how much do you want to pay, how long you want to pay for each one of your kids that you have, we totally will be happy to have a free consultation with you one-on-one, and you can book the appointment and see us. And if any of my partners have sent this one to you, you can mention that one too, so that we have a meeting with those be present. So I hope this was beneficial to you, and you got some insight that how the juvenile IUL can help you. Have a wonderful day.